It's 2020 guys, and nobody has time for all of that pointless fluffing that I keep seeing around. And I have a suggestion for all my fellow YouTube drone channels. Can we just get to the point and fly our goddamn drones? So with that being said, let's check out the Mavic Mini at night. So Mavic Mini at night, what can you expect? Well, you already saw the footage in the intro. It was of course taken with the Mini, and I'll try to keep this video short and sweet and just share my impressions after flying with the Mini at night. I can't believe I hadn't tried it before, but that was for a good reason, and that is because it's so hard to fly with the Mavic Mini at night, simply because you need to fly in a dense area where there are lots of lights. And if you do that, you don't have good signal. Once you manage to get good signal, the image is just bad. You see the shots that I was able to take, and most of them are just one giant black spot where the darkness is. There is no dynamic range whatsoever, and all of the lights are really overexposed. So of course, in the video mode, you don't have control over how the image is going to look. You don't have any settings that you can tweak, and of course you can try to lock your exposure and just play with the exposure a little bit, but that doesn't really work well in night situations because everything is so dark. So if you try to lower the exposure so your lights are not overexposed, then everything becomes super dark and you basically don't see anything. Another point worth mentioning in my opinion is that because everything is so dark around you and the Mavic Mini doesn't have any obstacle avoidance, it's quite dangerous to fly at night. Even though the Mini is sub 250 grams and pretty much anyone can fly wherever, whenever you want, I still wouldn't advise you to do it because the chances are that you might not see a power line or a little branch, and unless you are completely certain what the surroundings in your area are and what are the possible obstacles, I would suggest you to not even try it because it's just very hard to see where the drone is going if you're looking at your screen. Switching to photo mode changes the situation a little bit because you have more control over your settings. You can tweak the ISO and the shutter speed, but that doesn't really change that much, if I can say that, because the drone is actually using the highest ISO possible, which is 3200. And anything below that just makes everything completely dark. So even if you want to try a lower ISO, which I did, the effect would not be a good one because everything becomes just too dark and you need to increase the ISO once again. I did try to take some long exposure photos, and normally I'm a huge fan of those, but in this situation they didn't turn out that good. Or should I say they turned out terrible. So I don't know, maybe it was just me and the location which I chose, but it was a location which I know very well. So in case there is an obstacle, I know that it's going to be there. So I wouldn't really recommend you to go to a completely new place and fly there at night with your Mavic Mini. Otherwise you're risking too much, I would say. So in general, I had terrible connection because I was flying in the city center where there are lots of Wi-Fi networks, lots of connectivity issues are popping up all the time, and it was very hard to record anything that I can use in the footage so I can show it to you because I had so many breakups, so many different errors were popping up on my screen. The wind was too strong, the signal interference error was popping up all the time, RC lost was popping up all the time, and pretty much half of my battery I wasted because of these errors, and I had to get the drone closer to me so I can regain control over it. So all in all, would I suggest you to try the Mavic Mini at night? Definitely not. For some situations, I'm sure people would be able to create some great things with the Mavic Mini at night. It really comes down to how dense your area is with Wi-Fi networks, how good your connection is. And I'm sure the guys in the US will have a lot better connection than I did. So maybe you guys will be able to create some better things yourselves. But I had to deal with this, so that was the best I could do with the Mavic Mini at night. So all in all, I wouldn't really recommend you to fly the Mavic Mini at night. The shots that you will be able to get are going to be just a giant dark spot with a little bit of light around it. So it doesn't look that great in my opinion. And when it comes to photos, yes, you will be able to get some shots with the Mavic Mini at night. Again, depending on your area. So in some situations you might get lucky and you might get a good shot, but most of the time it will be just overexposed lights with very dark spots around them. So anyway, I just wanted to share my impressions after flying the Mavic Mini at night. Hopefully you enjoyed this short video. Please let me know in the comment section if you did. And subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one. This is Mike from Drone Supremacy. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao!